And we're back, and you are listening to Villaincast, BJJ anti-heroes with myself, Chris, the Villain Pains, and Naqi, our Jefe, our Shed. And welcome to Reap the Week. But first, a quick thank you to our members at In Theory BJJ Concept Driven Jiu-Jitsu for fight commentary, technique and concept videos, private coaching, monthly webinars and Q&A sessions. Please visit www.patreon.com/InTheoryBJJ. I saw your head bobbling then. I couldn't help but copy you. My head started to go as
It's
well.
just the way you do it. It sounds like a jingle. It's like,
I'm just I'm getting used to the swing of it now. I'm trying my best.
Good.
How are you? It's been a couple of weeks.
I know, yeah. It's been busy, haven't you? You've been busy doing seminars.
Been busy on the seminar scene. You're looking trim, sir.
I know.
What weight are you down to?
I'm about 85 at the moment, so...
Holy shit.
I know. I look, you beefy man for 85.
Beef, you look trim. Oh, man. Yeah, sorry, that was like mild flirting. It's been... you seem to be beasting everyone in the gym. They seem to be very happy.
I'm getting ready for competition.
You look like you're getting ready for competition.
Yeah.
What weight are you fighting at?
So the ASW one is open weight, but I think he fights a light heavyweight in MMA, so I think we'll be about similar weight, I guess, because I don't think he'll be cutting or anything. And then the Amsterdam Open, I want to do under 80, but I don't think I'll be able to do that. So I'll take 85.
You're going to look gaunt.
I know.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I think...
If I can lose it healthily, I will get there, but I don't think I can now. Until then.
You look like you're a good fast weight right now.
So 85, we'll see.
I'm glad it's you, not me, man. I'm glad it's you, not me. We have questions.
Yes.
As always, Jimmy Savile's mailbag has a few in them. One day I'm gonna just have like a little bag on the side here on my desk and just like bring it up like, hello, what do we have in Jimmy's bag this week? And just like Savile's mailbag written on the side.
I bet you we're losing views whenever we mention his name.
It's probably one of the reasons why we're not monetized this yet. It won't let us. We keep falling foul of everything. Every filter just keeps pinging. I'm pretty sure you can't get monetized on YouTube if you swear a lot. Oh. That's us fucked. Hey.
Damn, we need to stop swearing.
Yeah, no. Imagine that we actually
pretended
we change how we are for money.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. Couldn't do that.
Good. We're on the same vibe.
Exactly. I'd rather not sell our souls just to be
for a bit of paper
for a few quid. Exactly. So we had a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Some sound bitter.
Oh. We've got beef.
Beef. You'll know which one it is. I'm sure we'll dance around a few of these ideas. So the first one from our mailbag this week. It's not really a question so much. I think they misunderstood the assignment. It sounded almost like a cry for help. Is I don't want to train anymore. I just want to roll.
What?
That's not a question, but
that's a statement.
It's a statement, but I don't know. It's a talking point. So let's not even say it as a question. Let's say it as here's a talking point.
So when they say I don't want to train anymore, in what sense? They don't want to do drills. They want to learn technique.
I said I don't want to train anymore. I just want to roll. So I assume so. It's like I don't want to live anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like a.
But I want to get high. I don't want to live anymore, but I want to get high.
It's just a note that was left in my mailbox. A cry for help. So yeah, I know the feeling. I don't want to train anymore. I just want to roll. I don't want to drill. I don't want to drill. I never drilled.
Yeah, you never drill, so that's why. That's probably why.
A lot of the things I hear, like especially in the gym or when I'm traveling and rolling with people, is people saying, "Oh, it's it must be great to train with. It's an honor to train with people that are better than me." Or, what drills do you think I should do? I'm like, I did neither of these things. I didn't drill or train with people better than me, and I'm doing all right. So I don't think you need either of those things to get good at jiu-jitsu. Like, you don't need anyone better than you, and you don't need to drill, because I've done neither, and I'm doing fine. I think I'm doing fine.
Yeah, I agree.
I have which makes you then. It has made me question over the years about why the fuck am I teaching? Because I didn't do any of it.
Yeah, but you don't even teach drills, really, do you?
No. I think it's trying to replicate the ideas of sparring. Like, I was talking to Archie the other day. Archie's one of our white belts. He's a fantastic role. And I said that every second you've ever been taught in jiu-jitsu, like, if you imagine a roll, every second that kind of comes your way, you've been taught at some point, out of sync, but at some point you've been taught every second, like, because you know exactly what to do in every second. And it did make me think, like, that's essentially what we're trying to do, is just try and create, like, abilities for people to be able to interpret every second of jiu-jitsu, and so they know what decisions to make, instead of just like, copy this drill. Yeah, I think I completely understand that. Do you think it is possible to just roll and get better?
Yeah. Everybody, like, I think we've talked about this before, about like teaching and learning methods where everybody learns differently. I think you can get by just by rolling and not ever learning a technique. You will get somewhere, and then it's just thinking, and like we've mentioned before, it's a mental thing. If you're always thinking about it and you're always thinking, oh, I got stuck here, okay, what's the answer? Find the answer, blah, blah, blah. So you can evolve. Some people can learn like that. I fully agree. Yes. I'm not going to say you can't.
I think the space has to be allowed for that. Like, and imagine how frustrated you'd be if you were that kind of learner and you're like, I learn best rolling, and you're given like 20 minutes of rolling at the end of class.
Yeah. That's me.
Oh, can you imagine?
Hashtag more rolls. Hashtag more rolls.
Exactly. Like, even today's class, I even had my little clock next to me, and I saw it at 58, and I was like, there's one more thing I have to say. Naqi won't let me. So
I was looking for the clock. I couldn't see the clock. I was looking around. I was like, where the hell is this clock? What's the time?
It's been hidden because of you. because you keep threatening me. No, I even looked, and I was like, oh shit, I'm out of time. Sorry guys, got to cut the lesson over now, because cutting into roll time. But yeah, I agree. Like, there has to be adequate time for rolling, but also rolling where you can do it right. I think that's also important. I think that's one of the things that we have to emphasize, is the idea that if the environment for rolling is incorrect, it's toxic, that ain't going to help either. But if it's... I think Johnny Buck said it years ago in this podcast. Years ago.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
The atmosphere is the most important thing you need to figure out in the gym. After that, it's easy. If you fuck up the atmosphere, then everything's harder. Yeah. And I think the tag team we've got right now, of you and I, and the atmosphere we create, it's happy. And the only problem I have is I can't stand the group chat anymore, because it's like 200 messages deep and I have no idea what the fuck's happened.
Starts off on one thing, and then we end up in the other part of the world.
Exactly. And I think that's really the best gyms I've ever been to are the ones that feel like, it's a family environment, and as soon as someone comes in, it doesn't feel like you're in a clique, as in everyone kind of gets welcomed into the circle, and no one there isn't like little groups, which I hear that as well, like, oh, there's a clique of people over here just do that kind of shit, and we've had it.
Yeah. Victims.
Yeah. It's those kind of things. You need to foster a positive environment in a gym. And maybe that's what this person needs. They need that positivity of the environment, and more roles. And you're not a bad person. You're not a bad person, the person who sent this statement in. You can still learn jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
Now, this is a salty question.
Oh, damn. Is it directed to one of us?
How can one wrist lock a villain?
That's directed at you, Chris.
I feel I may have upset someone.
Well,
The thing is, I actually know who sends these questions in. Like, it comes up with their names.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so it's not like an anonymous mailbag. To anyone who's thought before that it was. But yeah, that question came up maybe because someone last week got wrist locked to death. Who knows?
It's not like there's only one. You just bloody wrist locking everyone.
What are your thoughts on wrist locks?
Legit, mate. Like, I'd use one. I just don't because I think it's the easy way out sometimes.
Easy way out. Why is it
Like-
an easy way out?
Because
think
you could have a triangle locked in, an armbar locked in, but it's not properly on, and then you go, ooh, wrist lock. You could be on top of someone, they just post on, ooh, wrist lock. And I think if you put on really aggressively, you can really hurt someone, man. But I do them in competition. I hunt them. When I hand fight, I'm like half wrist locking. I like torque the wrist all the time when I'm hand fighting. So, yeah, I think they're legit.
Oh. No, I think it's one of those things that you have to put it on the table. Same with everything else. Is that same with like what I've said before, is if you don't do leg locks, then you don't know how to hide your legs.
Yes.
And it's not until I remember the first time I ever got wrist locked, it was badly. Like from the bottom of mount, like I went to frame and like
Ooh, they're the worst ones.
Trapped my elbow against their hip, and they wrist locked the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What's this?" And after that, I learned to not trap my elbows. And I think that's important. I think if you don't bring these things into training, leg locks, chokes, arm bars, and wrist locks are part of a stable diet in jiu-jitsu. You're going to have a deficiency.
Yeah. And but the problem is some fuckers have some flexible wrists, like.
That's the same with everything. Like,
No, but for wrists, I've realised with some people you can bloody wrist lock the life out of them, and it's like their wrist is just doing like this rubber. I'm like, what the hell, man?
oh no, those people should be shot into the moon. Freaks. No, I think wrist locks are legit. So the question of how can one wrist lock a villain? Trap his elbows.
Yeah.
But villains know better than to expose their elbows. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to clip this out and send it to this person. They're probably not even listening. They just want to send me hate mail.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, you can, just get better.
Yeah.
Get better at finding his elbows. I don't want to make that whole segment boring because we could definitely go into whole things about joint locks there. Like you have to control the upper joint, but nah, get better. Get better and go looking for elbows. But put it part of your diet. I wrist locked everyone in that gym, which means that they're not doing it to each other.
Yeah.
That's bad. I wrist locked I'm a bad person. I wrist locked everyone. And that's it's like imagine going to a gym, if you heel hook everyone, you think this gym doesn't do legs, do they? It's like you are all vegans. Like you don't.
Yeah. That's another group we've offended.
I was watching Chappelle last week. I think I was on the flight and I was watching his newest one. And he went for disabled and trans at the same time. I was like,
But that's
like, damn,
Chappelle. He can get away with anything he wants.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit! Like, I wouldn't dare go down those roads. I don't like punching down. I think that's important. You don't punch down.
No.
That's why I feel bad punching on Gracie Barra. Don't punch down.
And he was coming.
Yeah, no.
What have you done?
Sorry, that's not my mic, not my headphones out. My bad.
Cool.
Yeah, don't punch down. Leave Gracie Barra alone. They're all disabled.
Oh damn!
Leave them alone.
That's it. This is gonna be a party out now. Looking for us.
I think we should look after them. Next question. Actually, this leads on to what you've just said.
Okay.
How important is flexibility in jiu-jitsu?
Not that much.
Unless you want to hide from wrist locks.
Yeah. No, not that much, man. Because I think flexibility is mistaken a lot, in especially in our sport with movement. And in fact, it's a funny story. We were talking about this yesterday. Me and Josh, sorry, Mr. Kansas, because we were talking about Charles and how he is not that flexible, especially with his hip flexibility, and because Josh is quite flexible with his when he opens his hips, and he's like commenting about that to him, like, yeah, I couldn't do that, and I was like, yeah, because Charles's movement is just on a whole other level, and he is an example of someone who isn't flexible, but he just moves so amazingly, and it's so hard to catch. And there's a lot of grapplers in me who are flexible. Like, I'm not that flexible, but I move a lot myself. So yeah, I think flexibility, like, it's important, but I don't think it's as important as we think it is. Range of motion, I think, is a proper way of looking at it, because flexibility can also get you in danger a lot of the times, because you think you're flexible enough to do something, and boom, pop, something goes. Gives you full sense of reality, I think, as well.
Yeah. I remember mentioning it years ago, is that yoga's kind of useless for jiu-jitsu, but gymnastics is better. Like,
Yes.
there's a difference between able to do the splits and lifting your leg above your head. Like, yeah, they're both flexible moves, but one's a lot stronger than the other. And I think that's important. Like, stretch for recovery. I'm not a PT, so I'm never going to comment on those things. That's also something funny, just sidetrack, is that people have put a lot of emphasis onto black belts and shit. And I remember, again, Preet's kind of made a big point of this years gone by, is that don't ask us questions on anything else. Like, I've literally dedicated over half my life to martial arts. Like, I don't know shit about shit. Don't ask me questions about important things, like politics or religion or health or training. Like, what makes you think I know anything about that? Like,
He's right.
and how to hurt people, that's roughly it. Yeah, don't ask for advice off black belts. We're kind of stupid people. So I can't really comment on flexibility. Like, I'm not a PT. I haven't really done much on that. So someone who's smarter than me can definitely look into it. But having strength through range of motion, that's important. And it's one of the reasons why, actually, from doing gymnastics and yoga for trying to improve jiu-jitsu, I stuck to rock climbing, because that was really good range of motion in shoulders and hips.
Yeah.
But strength through those motions, and like the weirdest like holding positions. And I was like, it's like similar kind of positions that you would do in yoga, but on a wall holding your own weight. And I was like, that feels more useful.
Tough shit, man. Gymnastics is the hardest thing. Like, I do rings, man, every week, and it's the only session that I think I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I have to do this. You know what I mean? Like, I think the pain, but it's if you want the results, you got to do them, man. That's why I'm so looking so hench at the moment.
Yeah. It's all off the gym kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like
off the gym.
rock climbing and rings.
Yeah.
So I think the whole flexibility thing actually came about. I think was more interesting when people are like looking into like rubber guard and shit.
Yeah.
Like or buggy chokes and all that kind of thing. Like, yeah, okay, that flexible people are frustrating, but it's not that important.
No.
That if you're strong through your range of motion, that's scary. That's what that makes Charles Harriott so scary, is that he is a breakdancer and he can hold himself in these silly positions. He's got that agility, and that's what makes him a pain in the ass to deal with. If you just come across someone who's just as flexible as he is, they wouldn't actually be that worrying. So yeah, as our basic PTing bits come out here, you are a PT, I'm not. Strength through range of motion. Do things like gymnastics, rock climbing, rings. Not yoga. Not just random stretching.
Agreed.
Agreed. Next question. Do you watch instructionals?
Oh, we've been asked this so many times, isn't it? No. Like, in the most politest way possible.
No.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not in a rude or, in a polite way, no. I don't know why. I don't think I could learn from them. Like, I'm not much of a learner in that way. That's just me. But I do think there's a place for them. There are people who can and have learned through them. But for me, no. I probably learn more in terms of viewing if I watch a match, because I can then I'd rather watch by learning a live match or a match going on rather than instructional. But that's me.
Yeah, I agree. I get more if I watch a match and I try and understand the concepts at play,
Yeah.
or how they're interpreting, how my concepts match up to what they're doing. I think that's more useful, but I think out of everything I do in jiu-jitsu, teaching it's the most useful thing I do.
Yeah.
Like
That really enhances your understanding. But yeah, you're right there. I've realised that a lot.
Yeah,
Because you have to think about it a lot.
Yeah, and it's interesting as well the amount of times that I'll see someone do something or they'll ask questions about what they're doing, and I go, "Oh shit, I didn't even think of that." Like, well, I explain stuff and go, "I should be doing this, but I don't," and that actually makes me better at that point in time. But in regards to instructionals, like I just don't learn that way.
Yeah,
Like many
same.
years ago, trying to watch technique videos a little bit, but it didn't help. It really didn't help, and that I'm not saying that's not for everyone. I know a lot of people do get a lot of that instructionals.
It's like
I guess
people
it's
who.
all-
Sorry, carry on. I thought you were going to pause
Actually,
it.
to be fair, I actually do get some out of some instructionals, but they have to be quite concept heavy, like Ryan Hall kind of stuff. And I get, if I listen to a bit of Rob Bianchi, I'm like, oh, okay, like that's an interesting way of perceiving this. But when it comes to like technique videos, I find it really hard, and that's why when it comes to what we record, I'm really like trying to make sure that I'm not just showing a technique or a setup or something like that. I'm like, right, this is why this is working. To try and get that point across for those people who are using instructionals but need the concept. I'm like, right, what would I want this? I see if I saw someone who does that. Rob Bianchi,
Yeah.
Ryan Hall, Preet to a point.
You.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say was, there's some people who like write notes at the end of every session as well, aren't there? They learn that way. Some people do like flow charts and shit. There's so many different ways people learn. So yeah, I think it's everybody's choice. So if you think you learn from instructions, by all means. But if you're watching them thinking, I ain't getting shit out of this, then don't just waste your money. Try another way of learning, maybe.
Yeah. You're saying that whilst I have an online learning platform full of instructionals.
Wait, honest though, we're not robbing anybody of their money.
Yeah. I'm not going to say no. It's the best thing in the world. You should definitely pay for a subscription.
But there's a market.
There has to be a point where you have to think, right, well, what do you want of an instructional? Do you want technique? If that's your bag, like Submissions 101, 15 years ago was dead handy for me. But these days, I need to figure out why my jiu-jitsu is the way it does. And that's why a lot of the time when I'm doing the private coaching, through In Theory, it is talking about, right, what's happened and why is it happening? And it's really trying to deep dive into the concepts and so you can kind of interpret what is doing your jiu-jitsu. And I think that's important. Like I think that's why when I think of what we're doing through In Theory, it is trying to just create that base of concepts for everything. Like, why does that choke work? Why is it related to other chokes?
Yeah.
Why is it related to all those chokes? Same with passes, same with hand fighting, same with positioning. Like, understand the concepts. I think that's why I probably don't need instructionals as much, because I feel kind of comfortable in a lot of the concepts, and now it's just refinement and
timing.
Explanation, and then live interpretation, and problem solving. But I think if you didn't have those kind of core concepts, you need them from somewhere. And I know from various places I've picked them up, and just tied them together. So yeah, I think there's definitely a place for it if you don't feel that you have a good core understanding of certain points, or you feel like kind of lost in certain things. There's me trying to save my career. No, but Rob Bianchi is probably the last guy I got some stuff off, which I'm excited for him to come over to our gym in October. That's going to be a wild seminar.
Hopefully, man. Sounds interesting.
Oh no, I think we're going to come out of that like very mind blown. He's also at Joker and Burn.
Okay.
at our friendly gym. But I think we're his only England seminar, UK seminar.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's going to be really good getting him in our gym and just sharing ideas with him, because he's been on this show before and he's a very smart man. So make sure you're there. And I think there's still tickets available. If anyone's listening to this and wants to jump on, just drop me a message on Chris Villain BJJ Instagram, and that's my handle. Especially what they do. Didn't he get Yuri Samos to like gold at ADCC or something? Like the guy's a
Something like
very
that, yeah.
smart man. Very smart man. No, I'm glad you're back. I had to do the mailbag my own last week.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was ill.
No.
As you can tell by my voice, there's still a little bit left in there, whatever it is.
Dude, it was actually quite interesting. So like this whole, I think post-COVID, people are way more like, or should be way more involved in like, are they spreading shit? Like if you're ill, get off the fucking mats.
Yeah.
If you're red or leaky, go home. Same with schools. Like my lad, he goes ill, and I'm just like, you know what? Don't go in. Like before, I would have marched you into school, but now it's like no. Like you go in, you're gonna spread your shit around to everyone else. So let's not do this. Essentially.
Yeah. Agreed.
No, I think it's the right thing to do in regards to kids, especially.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for avoiding the mats in that time.
No problem.
And being a good guy when it comes.
A good citizen. A good citizen.
Yeah. Speaking of fighting, you're a PlayStation man. PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
You got Tekken 8?
No, I haven't. No. Is it good?
I got it on Friday, and I realised that I've been playing Tekken since 1. Since I
played
was
the
a
old
child.
ones. Played the old ones.
Yeah, I started on Tekken 1. I've been playing it since then. I realised I suck at fighting games. I think the irony of that crushes me.
I know. I sometimes play UFC, man. I'm thinking, fuck you now. I'm not like this in real life.
That is so different, isn't it? That's way more tactical. That's like actually like trying to be a bit smart of how you fight. It's not like a fighting game. It's not like Tekken where you're just juggling someone in the air.
Yeah.
I wish it was. But yeah, I'm like, oh my god. Like I've been playing this for 20 years and I suck so bad. Oh well. Money down the drain. Yeah, we were talking in the gym about UFC on Friday, weren't they?
Yeah.
The game. I played the old ones, the one with Forrest Griffin on the front. So that's like 2009.
Yeah, something
So
like
I've been out of it for a few years. I saw Connor on the front; it put me off. What's that on the new one? Molly McCann or something?
I can't remember.
I can't remember. No, thank you for staying up late and doing the week with me.
No worries.
It's always a pleasure. I've missed having our conversations. And,
Yeah.
catching up on our thoughts on jiu-jitsu. Thank you to everyone for jumping in still on RTW. We actually do have a special guest next week, as we have a guest podcast. It's going to be fun. It's a very interesting person. So yeah, they've got some stories. But yeah, check. I know, right? You don't listen to this podcast, Nak.
I do, why don't I?
No, you don't. There's no way. What was the last one you listened to that wasn't us?
Oh, that wasn't us. I've got Lachlan Giles saved. I need to watch that one. I've got it saved.
Dude, that was like August.
I know.
So you say to me that you listen to this podcast. Like this, I know you don't. It'd be mental if you did. Like you just listen to us every week. Like,
I do watch ours back, like sometimes just whiz through it thinking, ooh, what did we say there? What did we say there?
Yeah. Just for like libel and evidence reasons. Like shit. Do I need to
tell Chris we need to take this off air?
Uh-oh. I've made a mistake. No, it's no. Actually, she's listening to this. She is a fan of the cast, and so she's listened to this, and yeah, I'm excited to get her on next week.
Nice.
So check out that podcast. But we'll do an RTW anyway. So there's going to be 2 episodes next week. Magical.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
We'll do 2. We'll do 2.
Yeah.
Like, the mailbag will be full again. And we'll also have a special guest one.
Is this our first female guest on the podcast?
Yeah. I've tried numerous times, but maybe they don't like me. But then again, same with everything to do with jiu-jitsu. Like, you try and land someone in jiu-jitsu. It's like arranging a seminar. You can arrange a seminar weeks in advance. And, like, I know this, I'm trying to book them myself. And then come the day, it's like, oh, my dog has, I don't know, art homework. And you're like, okay. Fine. And when you've got to, like, then find the money to pay for the seminar, you're like, oh my God, jiu-jitsu people suck sometimes. And it's the same, nothing changes even at black belt. It's like you try and get hold of someone like, yeah, I'm free. And it's into the wind. And you're like, oh well. You just have to, you literally just have to keep throwing darts and hopefully some stick in the board.
Land on something, yeah.
But next week we're back. We're back every week.
Yeah.
But, thank you for your time, sir. Thank you for your evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to everyone else. And have a good night.